So hello everyone, it is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into my ranking of all my Oden's eye palettes. So I have 10 Oden's eye palettes that I've collected over I think the last 2 or 3 years, and we're gonna rank all of them. So without further ado, because y'all know I'll sit here and talk forever, let's get started. So the 10th one is actually the second palette I bought from Oden's Eye. This is the Olive palette. The original palette I first bought, I forgot the name of it. I think it's the Soul Main one. I thought it was a good dupe for the Sailor Moon one, but it turned out not to be. Anyway, that was the first palette I ever reviewed from them. Then I ended up buying this one because it was more mauve-y tone that I was here for. Y'all know I love my mauve. But I found that I feel like there's not a lot of deep tones in here for me to use. Like there's only this color for me to use with all of these other tones. So that's why this one got bumped kind of lower down, because it's like they're, as you see further on in their style of palettes, they had more grungy, colorful, and like deeper shades. The further on, the more colorful they got. So to me, this was like their first play it safe palette, colors that everybody can use. They're more neutral, but y'all know I love mauve neutrals, which is why I was drawn to this one. But compared to all this other stuff they came in with after this, I feel like this one is where it should be at the bottom for me, just because I don't have a lot of darker mattes to go with it that come in this palette. It's just not as exciting to me. So that's number 10. Number 9, we have the, what is this? The Mini Forest palette. So I ended up buying some of these during Black Friday. If you all remember, I bought this one. It was an okay palette. It's just more of, again, you're limited when it comes to mattes. So it's like I have this dark brown for the outer V, I have this, and then I have all these shimmers. So I think the reason these are lower for me is just because they don't have as many mattes, or they don't have a cool enough color story for me to be excited about. But again, this is one of the earlier ones that they came out with. I think this came out with the Alva 2 collection, and that was the Alva I just showed you. So as they come out with the newer palettes, I feel like the color story quality got better, which is why the new ones will probably be more higher up for the most part. But anyway, number 9 is the Alva 2 Mini Forest palette. And then we have another Alva palette, Alva 2 Mini Ocean is going to be number 8. I like this one better than that one, obviously, because it has blues. But again, there's only one matte in this one, so that was a downer for me as well. I mean, you can combine this one with the forest one and make a really nice look. I'm sure it's just the fact that I literally got one matte, and then it's like this light pastel-y, powdery blue. It's like, if I don't want to do all shimmer look, what am I supposed to do with this? Or I have to pull from my singles, which I don't mind doing because I have plenty of palettes and plenty of Oden's Eye palettes. So it's not like I'd have an issue. It's just more if you're a person who wants more mattes, this isn't going to be for you, because you have like all these shimmers and this one light blue matte. So if you don't want to do a light blue matte, you're just out of luck with this. But I mean, I guess it's a good companion palette to another palette. That's why it's so low for me. It's number 8. So number 7, I'm actually shocked I put it this low, but at the same time I feel like the stuff I liked better, and the color story of this is okay, but it's like I feel like I'll only be able to end up making like 1 or 2 standard looks with this, and then my creativity will be gone with it. This is the Saga of Freya Cat's Breath palette. So this is what she looked like on the inside. I love the color story of this. It kind of gave me the what do you call that palette? The turquoise one from what is it? Kaleidos. So that's why it I was attracted to the color story, but it's greens instead of blues. But this one, they did give me a darker green, but this is like one of those shimmery satins, and then it's a brown, and this is the only deep shade you have here to go with all the oranges. So I find myself probably being able to make like a couple of looks, like I said, based upon like what I feel like they gave in this palette. So that's why it got ranked lower. It had nothing to do with the quality. It was just like, again, the color story is nice. It's just I need more deeper mattes than this. I feel like they don't give enough ever. And that's why it is ranked where it's ranked at number 6. So number 5 is the Alva 2 Enchanted, Alva 2 eyeshadow palette. I thought I said Enchanted something else, but this is number 6. This is what she looks like on the inside. I like this one because it was the first time they gave us a lot of color in one palette. However, I was like, everybody else was mad they gave us 2 pressed glitters. But I noticed, like, unlike some other brands, when you tell them you don't want any more pressed glitters, they actually listen, and they haven't put any more pressed glitters in any of their palettes since the consumers was like, hey, we don't want that. Stop being like ColourPop and, you know, Cara Beauty and all these other brands. I'm sorry, and Juvia's place giving us pressed glitters that we didn't ask you for. Okay, don't do that. Be like Nobble and put them in a separate little palette. Well, that way, if I want to be bothered, I can. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. I like it. I just don't like the pressed glitters. But in this one, you really don't get that many deep tone mattes either. So I don't know if they've what's up with them, and I want to give deep tone mattes, just give you all these lighter mattes. Am I supposed to use like the shimmer on the outer V as my darkening shade, and then use these lighter tones? Because again, all they give you is like this one darker tone. But I like the fact that they gave a lot of color in this one, so that's why I will put this one higher up. Because you all saw the video today. I had like this brown, and then I had like a corally shade like this, and then I just used like a bright shimmery purple as inner corner or whatever. So you can still make a decent look with this. It's just I'd have preferred to have mattes that match the shimmers as opposed to having this deep shimmer. I'd rather have a deep matte and a lighter shimmer, and they already gave you 2 lighter shimmers, so it's like I'd rather just spend a deep matte. But to each his own, and the quality of it is good. It's just more of my preference with it, and since you know I have to rank them based upon my preferences, that's what we're going with. So my top 5 are like my all-time favorite Oden's Eye palettes. So if you want any recommendations for Oden's Eye, these would be the 5 that I would recommend. And I actually have 2 smaller palettes in here, which I'm shocked about because I usually don't buy the smaller palettes, but the cover stories of these 2 were so cool. They just came out in the recent collection that they came out with for the Norns palette. So this is the Erd. The Erd is number 5 for me. This is what it looks like on the inside. As you can see, you got the dark, I think it's supposed to be like a brown eggplanttish type shade. Then they got this dark shimmer. You got these 2 cool weird shimmers in there and a lighter green. I don't really plan on using this one, so to me this palette is just like these shades right here, but it's still nice overall. It's definitely a grungy lover's dream, and I liked it when I did use it. I've only used it one time though, because you gotta think about how many eyeshadow palettes I have. So number 4 is this skewed palette. I think that's how you say it. I really love this one. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I need Kiehl's shimmer. I was like, yes, I need it. I used this with one of my Oden's Eye palettes. I don't remember which one it was. I feel like it was Tina's palette or Annette's palette. It was probably Tina's palette, but this worked wonders. Like I used just about all the shimmers in here, I think, except for this shade right here. I don't think I used this one. But I literally used like all the other shades in here along with whatever I did for that look. I don't remember. But I love the shimmers in here, and I love this palette. It's simply stunning, and I would definitely recommend it. Like, it's a good companion palette for you. If you like have a whole bunch of colorful mattes in your collection and don't have that many shimmers, or if you just like a nice shimmery palette to take with you, and then you can take some matte singles with you. If you have somewhere to go, I feel like this is great for that. If you're a person who loves color like I do. So I was very impressed with that one. I was so glad I got it, because I had held off for a while, but I was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and grab it. So, number 3, you shouldn't be surprised, is the Norns palette. Y'all knew this was going to be high up, because this is the first time they actually gave the dark mattes that I had been complaining about in all those other palettes I showed you. So, I got this dark matte right here, and then you got this dark matte right here, and then they have like some cool shifting shades in here, and then you have this dark matte. So I feel like the majority of the mattes in here are dark, which I appreciate. You got this one like grayish toned one right here, and the rest of these are shimmers. So I really love this palette. This is like my top 5 palette, obviously, because it's number 3. But yes, this is my favorite out of all their big palettes. This is easily my favorite one. I absolutely love this palette. I like to use it a lot in the fall. It's just, she's a stunner. She's a stunner. So number 2 is Annette's Giant Wolves. This is actually sold out on Oden's Eye website. You can't get it anymore, so I'm so glad I grabbed it too. When I did, I didn't wait for a sale. I was like, no, I'm just gonna grab them all at one time. So I dropped that however much it was, I think $64, and I was like, fine with me. It's worth it. Annette's worth it. The palette's worth it. Look at it. Tell me this isn't in the color story that you all can see me wearing. Like the bottom part is just like the perfect blue green, so the blue purple pinkish type look I would go for, and then the top is a perfect greenish grungy-ish look. So it's like she did an excellent job with this. It is stunning, and I'm so glad to have it in my collection. And I have 2 just for like memorializing purposes. This one is the one that's gonna get used, and then I have my one that I'm gonna hold on to. So I mean, are we really surprised who's at the top? None other than the lovely woman in the background here, Miss Tina the Fancy Face herself. Honey, somebody gave Tina a collab, and I must have bought like 3. And I have no shame. I sure did. I bought 3. I was not missing my opportunity. Do you hear me? I gave y'all one, so you can't say nothing about me having an extra one, because you got one of them. So you shoot. But yeah, so this is what the inside of Tina's palette looks like. And Tina just did it for me. Like, she gave us all these dark tone mattes. She still gave you like a couple of light mattes. And then she gave you like some gorgeous shimmers. Like, this palette is like a dream. To me, it's like a jewel toned dream. It's just gorgeous. I love this palette. I need to use it more. I used it a lot when I first got it, but I have to keep reviewing stuff for y'all, because I would really love to use her and Annette's collab with Menagerie as well as Oden's Eye just a lot, along with a few other palettes, and call it a day. But because I have to review so much, I don't get a chance to. But yes, Tina is number 1, and no one here should be surprised, because we love Tina the Fancy Face in this household over here. Now, if you're curious what's on my eyes right now, we have on Unearthly Cosmetics, what Hauntingly Glamorous palette. Her name is, I think it's Stacey McAdams. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the girl that made that palette. And then I have And the Depth Cosmetics shade all of my lid is called Irish West. This is from the Plain Jane anniversary palette. But you can buy it as a single, as you can see, because I have it as a single. So there will actually be a YouTube short on this coming soon. I just need to edit it. But yeah, those are all my rankings of all my palettes from Oden's. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.